5. Here we go. I'm starting from the top to the bottom because I feel like it's easier to not spend as much time talking about the ones at the bottom and talking about spending a little bit more time in the beginning of the video talking about the main event and the co-main event. But in my opinion, main event, Romero is gonna beat Whitaker this time. It might go to decision. I play a little fantasy thing on the UFC app, so I picked Romero by decision, but I would not be surprised if he ended up knocking him out. Third, fourth round this time. He fought him once already. He's coming off a big win, and I don't know. Sometimes it just happens. I feel like the odds are gonna turn if he can get everything going, man. I think Yoel could take him down a couple of times. Robert Whitaker's no slouch on the ground, but let's come with me for a minute, guys. Alright. Yeah, Robert Whitaker's no slouch on the ground, but I still think, Yoel could take him down. He looks a lot stronger. In the first fight, I don't know, kind of went back and forth a little bit, but he looks way stronger than the guy. I just got Yoel Romero. If I had to bet on that fight 10 times, probably 8 times, if he lost, let's say he just kept losing, it would probably take me at least 5-6 times to stop betting on him. Just cause, he could keep losing, he gonna figure him out, man, And I would just think the strength would be there. So, anyways, I feel like Yoel Romero, third, fourth, fifth round, knockout or decision. Whitaker also, if you think about it, he hadn't fought in a long time, almost a year now. He's been out with a couple of surgeries. Who knows what he comes back to be, right? So, you never know there. Co-main event is Dos Anjos Covington. I like that fight because the Covington kid be talking shit about Brazil. I fuck with Brazil. No problems with Brazil. No problems with Brazil. And apparently he's got all these problems with Brazil. I wish the fight would happen in Brazil. I like shit like that pops off. I know it's not good for the UFC, but that shit would be cool, And they always got the cameras back there. You're always gonna see what happens. So, I think it would be cool. But it's happening in Chicago. I got Dos Anjos, and I'd say knockout, fourth round. And I'd say his approach is a little bit the same as I think Yoel should take his approach. Colby's a wrestler, but I think Dos Anjos is a stronger guy. He looked it in the Robbie Lawler fight. He stood there in the pocket with Robbie Lawler. Not a lot of people do, Robbie Lawler hits hard. And Sanders just sat there. He looks like he was looking pretty good at 170. So I gave it to Dos Anjos. Simply off of there's a lot of hype coming around the kid. When there's a lot of hype coming around a young kid, there's one or two things going to happen. He's going to Conor McGregor, and he's going to fly. You know what I'm saying? He's going to do his thing. And then off the top of my head, when I just did that to myself, I can't think of. Let's see, who can we think of that did that Rose, Mike Perry. That's my boy. That's one of my favorite fighters. But he was on the rise. He knocked out Jake Ellenberger. He was on the rise. And then they gave him that kid, fucking Max Griffin. It was like, dude, come on. And then I thought he was going to win that fight. Max Griffin's just a fucking counter-striker, man. That's fucked up. You can't put him in there with a counter-striker, though. He deserves somebody that's going to go in there and bang with him. It's the type of fighter he is, man. And that shit's exciting. You should give him a chance, man. That counter strike shit's bullshit. It's gonna use that range against you. You know, and it's just a whole different type of striking, man. And you know which one's better. It's kind of, the counter striker is better, but do you want to see two counter strikers fight up against each other? No, nobody want to see that. So you know, what are you gonna do? I see when you're the best in the world and you're a counter striker. Okay, somebody's got to figure you out, or you're gonna be the champion for a long time. Yeah, should be. But until then, it's not exciting unless the other person is a good counter striker and they knock you out, or you knock them out, or something happens throughout the fight. If you guys just sit there and Steven Thompson, Tyron Woodley each other the whole fucking fight, I wouldn't watch it. You know. Um, so I don't even know where I was going with that, but Dos Anjos over Covington, cause fuck Covington. Yeah, and then the third one was Megan Anderson and Holly Holm. And I got a couple of different reasons for why I chose what I chose. And I'll tell you right now, I chose Megan Anderson in a decision. And I know this goes, I don't know if they made this order on purpose so that people could talk about it like this, but it rolls together really well because Holly Holm is a really good counter striker and just like a really good put together striker. Like not just counter striker, but she is a good counter striker. So I mean, they kind of ties together. So quote me on that. But she's just a well put together striker, and 50% of Megan Anderson's wins are from knockouts. You know, so she's a well put together fighter, striker, whatever. She hasn't fought in about I think a year. What was this? What did it say? January. So a little over a year. Megan Anderson hasn't fought. So maybe it will get to her, but she's still really young, man. And Holly Holmes had some ups and some downs. Some ups and some downs. Um, you never know where the next one's gonna go. But if I had to put money on it, which the fantasy pick'em UFC shit, you don't put no money on it, but I would say Megan Anderson by decision, just by out striking her, I think. And I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised. It's gonna be real cool for that division, and I think if she's really tough, she would go up and fight Cyborg, and that'd be a real good fight. And then, so the fourth fight on that card, my boy Tai Tavusa. I like that guy, man. Bam Bam. That dude is mad good, and he's an up and coming heavyweight. And if I had to say, I'd say probably maybe a year and a half, 2 years. He's either gonna be fighting for, or have the belt already. It may be a year and a half. I'm not even gonna give it 2 years. Year and a half. He'll either be fighting for, or have the belt already. But he's fighting Andre Arlovski, which looked good in his last couple fights, I must say. But it's like, how far does the guy rise before the guy's fallen? What, where are they both at? On the charts. But I think that Tavusa has rise further than. Can't say that because it doesn't make no sense. But I feel like Tavusa is higher right now. He's ranked. I don't know what the rankings is. I didn't look at the rankings. I would hope that Tavusa be ranked higher, but he's a better fighter right now, man. And they're giving him a veteran, because that's what you do to build up your young stars, and that's what he's gonna be. He's gonna be a young star in the UFC. So they building him up. Andre Arlovski, I like it. It's gonna be a striking battle, and I can't wait to see it, because Arlovski's never out of a striking battle. Never. He never will be. And no matter what, no matter how many times he gets knocked out, you know, how many fights in he is, don't matter. Um, I think just Taboos is gonna knock him out this fight. Second round, I give him first round maybe. First round would be crazy, but I think second round is the safer bet there. That one makes me. I like that fight. That's like my first or second favorite fight on there. And then the next fight after that, Dana White switched out, and now is CM Punk versus Mike Jackson. And I got Mike Jackson because it's too much pressure on CM Punk, in my opinion. And if that's the case, the only thing we've seen of both of them, they both lost to Mickey Gall the same exact way, same exact round. So I mean, they're not good wrestlers. They're good. Who knows if CM Punk is a good striker? We ain't really get to see it that much. But apparently, from the other guys' other fights, per his Wikipedia page, it says that both his hands, uh, it says heavy in both his hands or some like, something like old school 1999 boxing video game word for deadly with both his fucking hands. On his Wikipedia page. I gotta do it. Bug in the throat. But I got Mike Jackson by knockout. I seen the way CM Punk came out. He was really rushing in his first fight. I know what they're gonna try to preach to him the most is gonna be slow down, but you know, everybody wants to come back. You know, so I know both fighters want to come back. It's just now this guy, he's in the spotlight and he want to come back. You know, the other guy he not. The other guy he he was amateur and then he got his first fight in UFC. You know, and he stepped up. Mickey Gall took him down, or he knocked him down. Sorry, knocked him down. And what's that say about his striking? I guess. Oh, I guess that's something to think about. Oh well, I still got Mike Jackson. I put it on the pick'ems. So, so I got Mike Jackson in that fight, and then the fight that they switched out with is the main event of the prelims, the free prelims on Fox. What are you guys looking at my fucking thing back there? But Curtis Blades is gonna out wrestle Alistair Overeem. I think Alistair Overeem's a big guy, but he out wrestled Mark Hunt. He took down Mark Hunt. So based off of that, based off of what Overeem went through in his last fight, who knows what he's gonna be like after that? You know, that was something serious. But who knows? Hopefully he comes back well. I like Alistair Overeem. I just don't think. I think again it's one of those things. Rise and fall. Curtis Blades on the rise. I do the right and the left hand, and Overeem on the fall. I don't think Overeem necessarily be on the fall. Like I think if Overeem fought Arlovsky, Overeem probably fuck Arlovsky up pretty bad. But maybe that's the fight to make afterwards when they both lose. Who knows? That's my opinion that they're both gonna lose. The fight right before them, I think, is also interesting. Claudia Gadelha, coming off a loss, fighting Carla Esparza, coming off a win, I believe. Carla Esparza is coming off of a Cynthia Calvillo win. I think. I think. Sorry about that, folks. I think Claudia Gadelha's got that, no doubt. Easy fight for her. Second round submission or knockout. I picked knockout on the website, but I'll take submission or knockout. I think she wins that fight wherever she goes. Uh, it's good. It's good to get it back in the win column. I like it. I like it for her. I hope, uh, I hope she gets to fight for the belt soon because obviously it won't be Joanna there for a minute. When's Teach Torres fight? I can't remember when Teach Torres fight is. Later on, the fight past prelims. You got my boy Anthony Smith fighting Rashad Evans. And Anthony Smith came off of a loss to Thiago Santos, which was a war of a fight. I love that fight. If anybody has time and they actually listen to this thing 16 minutes in, you go watch Anthony Smith. Just type it in YouTube. Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos. Excuse me. And the spelling is Thiago Santos. Full fight. And watch that whole fight. And that shit was sick, man. Comeback after comeback for both of them. And he ended up getting knocked out. But still, Rashad Evans coming off of 3 of his last 4 fights were losses. Coming from Ryan Bader, Glover Teixeira, Daniel Kelly, and Sam Alvey. Whatever that says for you. But I think it's going to be number 5 on Saturday. And I think Anthony Smith's going to knock him out. Because I think Rashad is going to try to play the whole jab his way in, get a takedown, try to get a takedown, and just hold you there. But Anthony Smith's a big guy for middleweight. He's a big guy, and I don't think he's gonna let Rashad Evans hold him down. I think he's gonna keep getting back up. And he's gonna keep striking with him. Maybe he does. Maybe he gets held down. Maybe Rashad Evans wins by decision. I'm not an analyst for good reason, because when I watch the fights, I still jump up out of my chair and get excited. And sometimes I got no clue what happened. And I'm just like, whoa. And it snaps me back, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they got to play the fucking extra slow-mo for me to be like, whoa, he tapped him with that shit. But, so, it's still crazy for me sometimes. So I'm not an analyst. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Maybe Rashad Evans has a better chance of winning by decision by wrestling him. But I got my boy Anthony Smith, no doubt, by knockout, first round, I'd say. Rashad Evans called it quits, man. You got a good job. There's no shame to that. Joe Rogan had this talk with Brendan Schaub. Now this is fucking Mikey from the Barbecue Pit having a conversation with you, Rashad Evans. It's over, man. Michael Bisping didn't need another one. Come on. This is it. Just announce it. You're good. It's all good, brother. You got a good job. We all respect you. We know what you did. You're good. The fight after that, Benavidez-Pettis. I got Benavidez. I like Pettis. Pettis coming off a loss to Cejudo, who Benavidez just beat. I know MMA that don't work, but I picked it that way. I also like Benavidez, and every time I bet for a Pettis brother, they lose. I bet for Sergio against Cejudo, and then I bet for Anthony Pettis against Poirier. Thanks, guys. Any other time I bet for Pettis, he fucks me up, man. Anthony Pettis, I bet it for a couple times. He fucked me up. I never bet on Sergio Pettis when I wanted to. I wanted to bet on him for the Moreno fight so bad, but I didn't. And then he won, so he would have broke it, but I didn't bet. It sucks. And then the last fight on the card I'll talk about is the Clay Guida versus Charles do Bronx Oliveira. And I think that's obvious reasons why I'm going to pick Clay Guida, because he's one of my favorite fighters, one of my all-time favorite fighters. I started watching MMA heavily because of Clay Guida and Diego Sanchez. Um, I watched the big fights. The fights that Chuck Liddell, my dad wanted to watch and shit. The big ones that were going down. Chuck Liddell, Tito, shit like that. And then when I think I was sitting in my room alone. I'm pretty sure. And I was watching the UFC shit because I liked it. My dad watched it. And it was late at night, so it was the main event. And damn, I was late when I was a kid, dog. So it was late at night, and I remember I was kind of tired. I was laying down, and this fucking guy comes out yelling and shit. He comes out, yes, 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 running down. So now I'm fucking out of my bed. I'm out of my bed as a kid, standing in front of my bed watching the TV. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like waiting to see what's gonna happen because this guy looks like a nutcase, right? And then the next guy comes out. Well, that was Diego Sanchez. Everybody should know. And then the next guy comes out and it's Clay Guida. He's got this long hair. And he's like, and he's not like as intense, but he's like, yeah, like I see him in other fights. It's not like a sell or anything. Like maybe it is, but he just acts like it in every fight. But it's a different type of crazy. But he looks crazy too. So I was out of my bed. I knew I had to get out of my bed. I was standing in front of my bed, and I was probably going crazy too. I was probably like looking at the TV like, oh shit, like I was getting ready to fight somebody. And then, dude, the fucking bell goes off for them to start fighting, and motherfucker runs across the cage, and they just start fucking going at it. Fucking throwing bombs, both of them nonstop. Fucking, oh god, I couldn't even. My mind was blown, right? So I was like, every time this comes on, I need to watch this. And then, you forget about it, you're a fucking kid. But I came back to it and it was pretty cool. I watched all the shit I missed. I missed a lot of shit. And when I was a kid, I had no clue about nothing. So I didn't know, you know, I thought that they were fighting good. And back in the day, I bought the game, the video game, and I didn't know nothing about, like, it was fucking new, so I didn't see the rankings, whatever, strength, speed, whatever, for the game. I picked Diego Sanchez as going to be the best one. I kept getting beat. I'm like, what the fuck, man? He's the best guy on the game. You know what I'm saying? Why is he getting beat? And turns out he's not the best guy on the game. And yeah, George St. Pierre was in the welterweight division back in that day. But in my mind, it was Diego Sanchez because I had seen him run out there and go crazy. I was like, nobody's beating him. This fucking Canadian guy. Oh, no, you're not beating that fucking crazy motherfucker. But he probably would have. Now that I look back at it, that's crazy for me to say. That George St. Pierre wouldn't beat Diego Sanchez. That's nuts. But I bet you, if you would have asked me, like, a couple of years after that fight, at least handful of years after that fight, I would have told you Diego Sanchez is the best fighter in the UFC. And I would have been like, prove me wrong. And then you would prove me wrong within 5 seconds. I was like, oh shit. But that's how it goes. But so obviously I'm going for Clay Guida. I think Clay Guida is gonna knock him out. Charles Oliveira is 1-3 in his last 4 fights. Most of his wins, 14 of them, I think. 6 of them knockout, 2 of them decision, 14 submission. Clay Guida doesn't have a lot of knockouts, but he's got about 16 decisions, something like that, and like exactly 13 submissions. So So, I don't think Charles Oliveira is going to be able to submit him. I think, if anything, Clay Guida's going to keep it standing and try to, win a decision standing or maybe knock him out standing. And every time they get taken down, he's just going to roll with them and then get back up. It's my opinion. It's what I think is going to happen. I hope it does happen. I hope Clay Guida bangs with him. I hope Clay Guida knocks him out because it's Clay Guida for life, son. And see you on Saturday. We probably won't do a video. I'm going to be writing blogs throughout the week. So I'll fucking post that shit on Twitter and shit like that. Follow. Website, all that shit. Fuck with it.